Imagine this. It's a cold November morning in 1970, deep in the Isdalen Valley near Bergen, Norway. Mist clings to the jagged cliffs, the forest hushes with icy stillness, and hikers move carefully along a rugged trail known ominously as Death Valley, a place where people have wandered to end their lives or never returned at all. And then, they see her. A woman's body lies on a bed of blackened rocks, surrounded by scorched vegetation. Her hands are curled in a way only fire can shape. Her clothes have been burned off, deliberately. Around her are the remains of strange objects, jewelry laid out beside her, not on her, an empty sleeping pill packet, a smashed water bottle, and 2 passports, both fake. She has no identity. No family comes forward. Her fingerprints, sanded off. Her teeth, gold-capped foreign work. The autopsy finds sleeping pills, dozens of them, and smoke in her lungs, meaning she was alive when the fire consumed her. And then the case grows colder and stranger. Who was the Isdal Woman? Why was she traveling under multiple aliases? And why, over 50 years later, is her death still unsolved? This is the chilling story of the Isdal Woman, one of the most baffling and haunting cold cases in modern history. It was Sunday, November 29th, 1970. 2 hikers, father and daughter, were walking in the foothills of Ulriken, just outside Bergen, Norway. The area was remote, quiet, and blanketed by the damp chill of late autumn. As they rounded a bend in Isdalen, a place already notorious for its grim history, something caught their eye, a sickening out-of-place scorch mark on the forest floor. Then they saw her, lying awkwardly among the rocks, the body of a woman, burned beyond recognition. Her face was unrecognizable, her arms twisted in a defensive pose, as if she'd tried to shield herself from the flames. Around her, scattered in a kind of ritualistic display, were strange items: charred clothes with the tags removed, a broken umbrella, a partially melted water bottle, and a stack of pills. No ID, no wallet, no purse, nothing that said who she was. Police rushed to the scene and quickly realized they weren't dealing with a simple forest accident. This was something else. Back at the Bergen police station, the investigation began. Autopsy reports revealed that the woman had ingested between 50 to 70 sleeping pills, a massive overdose of phenomal, a barbiturate. But that wasn't all. There was soot in her lungs, which meant she was alive, breathing, when the fire started. She didn't die from the pills. She died in the flames, and things got weirder. All of the clothing found with her had the labels removed, as if someone had intentionally erased any chance of tracing her origin. Her fingerprints were almost gone, sanded down, possibly with acid or rough work. Yet her teeth offered a clue. They were capped with high-quality dental work, likely done in Central or Eastern Europe. Investigators were stumped. The woman didn't match any missing persons reports in Norway. But then, they found a lead. Police traced a pair of suitcases she'd left behind in a train station locker in Bergen. Inside, investigators found a tangled web of confusion. Wigs, glasses, notebooks, clothing, makeup, and again, no labels, no fingerprints, no real identity. But tucked into the lining of one suitcase was something small but revealing, a prescription bottle with the name Fenella Lorch. It was a name, a starting point, and from there, things unraveled. Over the following weeks, police discovered that the woman had traveled across Europe using multiple false identities. She had checked into hotels using at least 9 different names, often claiming to be from Belgium or South Africa. Her luggage had been moved from Stavanger to Oslo, from Paris to Bergen. At one point, she'd even requested a room change, claiming it had a bad draft, a phrase that Norwegian investigators believed might have been code or just an unusual foreignism. Who travels like this? Why the disguises? The press had a name for her now, the Isdal Woman, but they didn't have answers. As police followed her trail, witnesses came forward. Several hotel clerks remembered her. She was elegant, always well dressed. She kept to herself but had a kind of strange, intense energy. One server remembered she sat stiffly, as if afraid to touch anything. Another remembered she spoke several languages, French, German, Dutch, and broken English, with a peculiar accent that no one could quite place. She would sometimes claim she was an antique dealer, other times a traveling saleswoman, even a fashion buyer. But there was something else. One witness, an older man, claimed he saw her meeting with two men on multiple occasions. Another described her as seeming paranoid, as though she was constantly looking over her shoulder. A hotel maid noted the woman always kept her suitcase locked and would ask for her towels to be changed more than normal, as if to erase traces. Whatever she was doing, it wasn't casual tourism. With no family coming forward and no real name, theories began to swirl. Some believed she was a spy. After all, this was the height of the Cold War, and Bergen wasn't just a quiet town. It was near NATO installations. Was she watching military activity? Passing secrets? Her constant movements, multiple identities, and cryptic notes, later decoded as a travel itinerary, all pointed to espionage. Another theory? Suicide. Perhaps she'd simply wanted to vanish and chose a dramatic end. But the deliberate removal of labels, the fingerprint damage, and the odd placement of items beside, not on, her body didn't fit the typical profile. Could it have been murder, staged to look like suicide? And if so, by whom? Despite their efforts, the Norwegian police hit a wall. No one claimed her. No agency took credit. And perhaps strangest of all, foreign governments that were contacted about her possible origins gave vague, unhelpful replies. Was someone hiding something? The official investigation concluded that the woman died by suicide, though even the coroner called it a very unusual case. But among the public, and many of the police involved, doubt lingered. Something didn't add up. For decades, the Isdal Woman was a ghost, a mystery locked in time. But then, in the 2000s and 2010s, a new wave of interest emerged. Norwegian journalists and podcasters, most notably the team behind the BBC's Death in Ice Valley, began digging. They re-interviewed witnesses, they explored new theories, they even worked with scientists to extract mitochondrial DNA from her remains. And they got a hit. She was of European descent, likely from around Germany or Eastern Europe. A stable isotope analysis of her teeth revealed she'd likely spent her childhood in or near Nuremberg, Germany. But that still wasn't enough to give her a name. Journalists uncovered new witness testimony, a former military man who claimed he'd seen her photographing military installations. Another said he was ordered not to speak about the case by higher-ups in the 70s. A chilling layer of possible state secrecy began to emerge. Over 50 years later, the Isdal Woman remains nameless. Her body lies in an unmarked grave in Bergen. Her story lives on in podcasts, documentaries, and forums filled with armchair detectives. Her face, reconstructed using forensic technology, stares back at us, hauntingly human, tragically silent. What was she running from? What secrets did she hold? Was she a pawn in a larger game? A spy eliminated by enemies or betrayed by her own? Or was she simply a woman in pain, weaving false identities as a way to disappear? We may never know. But the question echoes across decades, through the pines of Isdalen and the mist of memory. Who was the Isdal Woman? Some mysteries beg to be solved. Others endure because the silence itself holds power. The Isdal Woman's death was not just strange. It was theatrical, deliberate, and deeply unsettling. Whether spy, fugitive, or lost soul, she left behind a trail designed to vanish. And yet, we still chase her shadow. Because some stories don't want to be forgotten. Some stories are meant to haunt. And the Isdal Woman haunts still. Thank you for watching. But remember, the truth is always lurking in the shadows. If you're brave enough, subscribe for more true stories. Because the next mystery might be closer than you think.